and welcome back to my channel. I'm Erica Messina, and this is Becoming the Best series, a quiet, honest journey of self improvement showing how discipline, help, and intentional choices transform your life from the inside out. First of all, if you're one of the few people who actually watched my 4-part weekly vlog series about my 30-day challenge in January, cycling for 10 kilometers, fasting for 20 hours, I just want to say thank you so much. Seriously. Thank you for the support and for sticking with me. I really hope you picked up something helpful or motivating from them. I started this 30-day challenge because I wanted to prove one thing, that I wouldn't become part of the statistic that says after GLP-1 people gain back double or even more of the weight that they had lost. I wanted my weight loss to be a real success story. Through and through. But after these 30 days, I just didn't prove that point. I also learned so much more. I learned what I'm actually capable of, how powerful the mind really is, and what motivation can really mean, and also what commitment to yourself really looks like. During week one, I was extremely self aware. I was watching every little change in my body, how I felt, what I saw in the mirror, everything. Honestly, I was very doubtful. I kept questioning myself like, did I really choose the right time to do this, which is January? Day one was December 26th, literally right after Christmas, and New Year was just around the corner. So festive season, food everywhere, cravings coming at me from all directions. I genuinely wasn't sure if I could resist that temptation. Then on day 5, December 30, my bike tire suddenly went flat, like abnormally flat, and I had to take it to the mechanic. So I couldn't do the 10-kilometer cycling and I ended up walking instead. I still remember how much I was sweating that morning and how much I hated every second of that walk. I just wanted it to be over. Funny enough, I feel very differently about walking now. One thing I loved about this week, though, the first week, is the streets were always empty. There's nobody commuting, no school traffic. I get to enjoy peaceful bike rides day and night with zero people. And that part honestly felt really special, really peaceful. Looking back, I'd still say week two was the hardest week of the entire challenge. I got my period completely out of nowhere, and my cycle isn't regular at all, so it just randomly happens. And of course, it chose the second week of the challenge. I never ever ride my bike when I'm on my period, just sitting at home. Already gives me cramps. Why would I do 10 kilometers of cycling? But I was wrong. This challenge pushed me to do something I had never done before, cycling during my period. It was super uncomfortable at first because I've never done it before, but surprisingly, my cramps actually lessened and then disappeared. So the next day, I cycled again and the cramps completely gone. That was the first time in my life I actually felt better during my period, and that honestly shocked me. Then came another big stressor. On the last day of this week 2 challenge, day 14, January 8th, my mom called me, and long story short, after 7 minutes of the phone call, she decided to cut me off. It was crushing. And it really affected my mental health. I was only supposed to fast for 20 hours that day, but I ended up not eating for 26 hours instead. Why she cut me off and the reason is related to being a Jehovah's Witness, so I can make a separate video on that later. After the phone call with my mom the next day, I felt incredibly heavy. I didn't go out to cycle. For the second time, I missed the 10-kilometer challenge. I kept telling myself I'd do it later in the afternoon, but I just couldn't do it. I don't know how to explain it. I felt like I didn't want to move at all. I just wanted to cry, to be angry, to defend myself, to isolate myself from the rest of my family, to avoid more judgment. But I think eating better and cycling had already started doing something to my brain because the depression didn't stick for long. I was able to get back up, regain my strength, rejoin the challenge, and keep going. I still had a lot in my mind and I still felt heavy and sad inside, but I kept moving. On the third week, I actually felt stronger and more motivated because I knew these habits weren't just small healthy things. They're powerful enough to help me fight depression and family toxicity. I started adding other forms of cardio and Pilates too. I felt deeply committed on the third week because for the first time I was already doing something to help myself. And honestly, that felt very empowering. Week four was emotional. Is that the right word to describe it? I'm not really sure. It was ending, and I truly loved the challenge. I was already thinking about what my next weight loss move would be, and that made me a little anxious and sad. On top of that, work got really busy. I had a performance review.
So that really helped us as well. Another thing is when I was away, I always tell you to just reach out to me if you need something urgent. And I try to make sure that you're always good before I leave. And you do, and it's great. And I don't have to worry about the team falling apart because you're there. That's something that I truly appreciate. And I'm happy that we're always on the same page as well. And you always did your best with with finding new Slack communities that we can reach out to or connect with. And you were always diligent.
Up lots of meetings, and week four wasn't even a full week because I was leaving early Friday morning for my first international trip this year. Despite all that, I was determined to still do something different for the final week, and I decided I'd at least commit to fasting since I won't really complete the full week. Since I had already done a 24-hour fast on December 31st and a 26-hour fast back in January 8th, this time I pushed it further, 30 plus hours of fasting starting Thursday at 1:48 p.m. I allowed myself to fully enjoy my trip to Hong Kong, eat amazing food, immerse myself in the culture, but before that, I'll need a gut reset. And for me, this long fast felt like it's necessary. But please don't attempt to do something like this without prior fasting experience. And I'm going to talk about that fasting in a bit. But for now, before I give my final conclusion, let's talk about the actual data because feelings are one thing, how you feel about things when you're doing weight loss challenges, but numbers don't lie. It felt amazing, really amazing. The real question, however, is did it actually help my weight loss? Was this sustainable? Is this better than GLP-1? Or should I consider going back to GLP-1 instead? Let's break it all down. Before GLP-1, I was 75 kilos. During GLP-1, in the first 2 weeks, I dropped fast from 75 to 71 kilos. And by the end of GLP-1, I was 65 kilos, but I also plateaued there. After stopping GLP-1, my weight loss went back up to 67, which scared me. But then came doing this challenge. So we started at 767 with cycling for 10 kilometers every day and fasting for 20 hours. My weight shifted like this. So December 27, 67 kilos. January 3, 65 kilos. January 10, 66. January 17, 64. And January 23, 63. So not only did I not gain back the weight I lost from GLP-1, I actually went lower. And that's the part that matters the most to me. Before wrapping up, let's go back to the long fasting period. From January 23 to 24, or half of 25 actually, I completed a 42-hour fast. I was preparing for my international trip and I wanted to extend my fasting. And since I've been doing 20 hours of fasting, my body was kind of used to it. And honestly, it felt great because I was intentional about what I ate before and after, focusing on foods that are healthy, balanced, and nourishing. Now, after everything you've seen, the numbers, the setbacks, the emotions, and the wins, I've made my decision. I won't be going back to GLP-1 ever again. Not because it didn't work, it did, but because this challenge showed me something even more powerful, that I can actually do hard things, that my body is capable. The habits I'm building are sustainable and real. This journey was definitely far from perfect. I missed 2 days of cycling, and I struggled mentally a lot. A lot. I had moments where quitting just felt easier, but I kept showing up for myself. And that changed everything. This isn't the end. And I'm setting up new health and fitness goals for February, stronger, smarter, and more sustainable ones, not just to lose weight, but to feel better, get stronger, and protect my mental health. If you're watching this and you're feeling stuck with your weight, with your body, with your habits, if you're feeling discouraged, or maybe you're feeling scared to start because you think you're not going to be able to finish it like you did before, just remember this. You don't have to do everything. You just have to do something and then keep going. And if you want to grow with me, set goals with me, and build a healthier life in a way that actually feels human, subscribe to this channel, Erica Messina. There's so much more coming. More honesty, more progress, more real life proof that change is possible. And if today is your day one, I'm already proud of you.